3 True Church Horror Stories English. My name is Lisa, and I have always been a devout Catholic, attending church without fail since I was a young child. But my unshakable faith was about to be tested in ways I could never have imagined. One fateful day, tragedy struck, ripping my world apart. My husband and children were claimed by a horrific train accident. Grief swallowed me whole, drowning me in a sea of despair and doubt. My friends tried to console me, but their efforts fell short. It was the church, the sanctuary of my faith, that remained my only anchor. Amid the darkness that enveloped me, Father Thomas emerged as my guiding light. His unwavering faith and compassion provided solace, a lifeline in my desperate moments. But as the pain of loss gripped my heart, I noticed something unsettling about Father Thomas. He began to exhibit strange behavior, deflecting me from entering his office. I attributed it to mysteries beyond my comprehension, ignoring the growing unease in my gut. My attachment to the church grew, consuming my thoughts and conversations with an intensity that alarmed my friends. They cautioned me against my obsession, sensing the sinister undercurrents I was blind to, dismissing their concerns as jealousy. I remained fixated on the church, convinced of its sanctity. Then came the evening that shattered my illusions. Father Thomas invited me to his office, hinting at revelations awaiting me. Ignoring the gnawing sense of dread, I entered the church that night. The air grew heavy with an oppressive tension, and the unsettling painting of a nun seemed to watch me with malevolence. Darkness descended, and Father Thomas's arrival was tainted with an aura of maleficence. A woman stood before me, revealing Father Thomas's fate, and my heart raced with terror. The woman claimed allegiance to a sinister force, her intentions as dark as her eyes. Panic surged as she lunged at me, her grip like ice against my skin. But in a surreal twist, the nun from the painting came to life, a savior cloaked in shadows. With an otherworldly grace, she spirited Father Thomas away, leaving me battered and bewildered. I fled the church, my body aching, my mind a whirlwind of fear and disbelief. My once unshakable faith now wavered, replaced by the understanding that even within the realm of God's house, malevolence could fester. The encounter remained etched in my memory, a haunting reminder of the thin line between devotion and the darkness lurking beneath. As I ventured into an idyllic rural town, I believed I had found the perfect escape from the urban hustle. The quiet streets and friendly faces masked a sinister undercurrent that would soon reveal itself in chilling ways. The tranquility shattered when I encountered the town's peculiar church and its even stranger congregation. Unorthodox rituals and eerie chants left me on edge, but curiosity pulled me deeper into the darkness that surrounded the church's secrets. During one fateful ceremony, I bore witness to a man's torment as he was subjected to unholy rites. Chants reverberated in the air, drowning in the stench of blood and incense. A creeping dread settled over me as I realized the unnatural nature of the proceedings. Then, it appeared, the embodiment of a nightmare, a monstrous creature with fiery eyes and a malevolent grin. As the congregation dispersed, I found myself trapped in its predatory gaze. Panic surged through me as I raced to escape, pursued by the demonic presence that seemed to feed on my terror. But the nightmare didn't end there. No matter where I went, the entity followed. Its presence lurking in shadows and flickering glimpses. I sought refuge in a distant hotel, only to find myself once more confronted by the entity, its sinister eyes boring into my soul. Desperation consumed me as I sought safety, but the creature's malevolence refused to release its grip. Now, I'm on the run, my life a perpetual nightmare as the entity's pursuit grows relentless. Each hotel room I enter feels like a trap, its presence lurking just beyond sight. Sleep eludes me, and I'm haunted by the sound of wings fluttering in the darkness, a chilling reminder that the horror is always near. I don't know how much longer I can endure this torment. It's not just a creature that pursues me, it's a force of malevolence that threatens to consume me whole. I pen these words as a desperate plea for help, a record of my terrifying journey into a world where nightmares become reality. The relentless pursuit continues, and I fear that there is no escape from the abyss of horror that has enveloped my life. And like many in the United States, I am a devout Catholic. Since my early years, I've been attending church regularly without missing a Sunday. Throughout my life, my faith has been tested, but it only strengthened my belief in a higher power. Despite challenges that made me question reality, my faith remained unshaken. One tragic day, my life took a dark turn. My husband and children were lost in a train accident, sending me spiraling into depression and doubt. My friends' attempts to console me fell short, but the one constant that provided solace was my faith and the church. Father Thomas, a man of great faith and wisdom, became my guide through these troubled times. I never saw him as more than a spiritual leader, and he never showed any inappropriate interest in me. As time went on, I noticed Father Thomas behaving oddly. He prevented me from entering his office, but I attributed it to something beyond my understanding. My obsession with the church grew, drawing concern from friends who thought I spent too much time there. I dismissed their worries, thinking they might be envious. My focus remained on spending time within the church's walls. One evening, Father Thomas invited me to his office, implying that I was ready to learn more about the church's secrets. Intrigued, I visited that night, only to be met with an unsettling atmosphere. The lights flickered, and a terrifying painting of a nun caught my attention. The room grew dark, and panic set in as I struggled to find the light switch. The painting remained, and I heard Father Thomas approaching. But something was wrong. It wasn't him. It was a woman who revealed his true fate. The woman claimed to be a follower of a dark force, and she attacked me, just as things seemed dire. The painting of the nun came to life, saving me from the woman's clutches. The nun carried Father Thomas away, leaving me terrified and injured. I managed to escape the church, forever changed by the horrifying events I had witnessed. Despite my unwavering faith, I now knew that even within the sanctity of God's house, darkness could lurk. I kept my experience to myself, maintaining my belief, but with a newfound awareness of the potential dangers that could inhabit the sacred spaces we hold dear. When I was 13, my family relocated to a rural area after living in the city my whole life. Exploring the nearby woods, I stumbled upon an abandoned church. A series of unsettling events unfolded, revealing a dark secret held by the church's inhabitants. They engaged in sinister rituals involving animals and chanting, eventually leading to a horrifying encounter with a supernatural entity. This entity, a demonic being, pursued me, leaving me traumatized and fearful for my life. Despite sharing my story, nobody believed the reality of what I experienced, leaving me haunted by the memory of that cursed church. During a vacation, I visited a seemingly quiet town that turned out to harbor a disturbing secret. The town's religious practices were unconventional, and I witnessed a chilling ritual at a church. As I attended the ceremony, I discovered the presence of a demonic entity that preyed on a man during the ritual. Fleeing the church, I narrowly escaped the creature's pursuit and left the town. However, the entity continued to haunt me, pursuing me wherever I went. As I documented my experiences, I remained on the run, fearful of the entity's relentless pursuit and determined to share the truth about the horrors I had encountered. Please note that I've rephrased the stories to improve clarity and coherence, while keeping the essential elements of each story intact. If you have any specific requests for further revisions or edits, feel free to let me know.